Hey, what's up everybody? This video is going to be about what I like to call my pit kit or my pit case. This is something that I put together over the years, and it has all the tools that I find useful when I am working the pit. Pardon me while I pour myself some coffee. Sorry for the noise if it came through. Additionally, up front, let me just kind of get this out of the way. I apologize if the audio quality is less than spectacular. I'm not using my normal setup today, and I've been putting this video off for a really long time, and I had the opportunity and occasion to just get it recorded and sent out. So it's a little bit raw, bear with me. I think this is a really cool piece if you are into barbecue or know someone that is. I'm thinking about putting a couple of these together for some of my buddies for Christmas. Thankfully, they do not follow this channel, otherwise they might get this video, so fingers crossed that they do not, between then and Christmas, or now and Christmas, they don't actually start watching these videos, but that's okay if they do. Okay, so let's jump right in. I'll quickly go through each piece and why it's in here, and then at the end I'll do another overview as I'm packing it back up. Alright. I'll try to make this quick for you guys. There's a lot of pieces in here. If there's any question about what's in here, maybe shoot me a message for sure. Leave me a comment below, and maybe I'll do a piece out of a video for every piece that's in here. So let's start with thermometers. So I have a wireless thermometer, single probe, battery operated. These are really handy. Yeah, batteries are still good. Perfect. So you have your instant read, another must-have. Thermometer side, I also have a laser thermometer for this is like surface temperature. What's your pit running at, like at the top, closer to the grate? What's the surface level itself? That's where these come in handy. Fire starting. So you have your basic lighter. This one, excuse me, this one, flex tip. You have, as a backup, I have a butane lighter and fuel. Butane, that's not butane. What am I thinking? This is Zippo, and this is lighter fluid. I'm thinking butane, this one. So a butane torch. And then I have extra fuel canisters here. So, and as a real backup, we got matches. So we're covered there. You'd be surprised, because you're throwing this stuff in here from one barbecue to the next. Sometimes you will forget, and this will run out. So I have plenty of backups. Knives and sharpening. So we have a real simple sharpener, and they're the different levels. You go from the coarse to the fine, and then you just run it through this one. There are different ones. This is the one that I have. Steel. This is a really cool piece. This one's about 100 years old, and it has a cool story. This was from a career meat cutter back in the day, and it has found its way into my care, and at some point in time I will pass this piece down as well. I didn't always have this one. This is what I use presently. I actually find that it works better than the steel that I bought for this kit, which I'll show you in a little bit. This is the boning knife that I use presently. This was a gift. This is a Dahlstrom. I think this is their Shadow Black series. Yeah, Shadow Black series. Pretty sure it's a 6-inch boning knife. Sharpening Stone, another older piece. Not quite as old as the steel, but this is decently old. You really won't use this too much unless you're sitting around, like when you're waiting for your meat to smoke, or mid barbecue. Maybe you'll sit down and sharpen your knives with a sharpening stone. Tools. In case something's wrong with the pit, like if you're working with a kettle grill and you need to tighten something down, or like even in one of the electric pits or propane pits with the stand legs, sometimes the legs will come, the bolts will come loose on the legs, and so sometimes you'll have to tighten them down. You never know what you're going to run into. I don't remember if I mentioned it, but this is also for my use, but when I get called to help somebody or barbecue with somebody at their place, I always grab the pit. So that's why you never know what you're going to run into. This is kind of the everything you need, or that I've needed to be prepared. If you're working in low light or dark conditions and you need a light, we have a headlamp, right? Pretty standard. Most of them are battery operated. For your battery needs, I recommend rechargeable. These happen to be the Energizer rechargeable ones. Amazon has the Amazon basic line rechargeable batteries. I use those as well. Those are really good too. I also like this one, this particular headlamp, because it is directly rechargeable. You charge it with a micro USB. We all have charging bricks and things like that handy these days with our mobile devices. So really cool to have a rechargeable headlamp. I'll show you the other ones in a second. Eye protection. This can help cut glare. I also find it semi-useful when working around the pit. It doesn't have the foam guards, but it does a decent job of maybe keeping the smoke out of your eyes on a very limited basis, but that's why I keep these around. Sharpie. These are specific to my pit case, but I have a mobile rotisserie, and when you're hooking the rod to the drive shaft, it's secured with a cotter pin. But that's, if you're wondering why do you have cotter pins in your kit, because I have a twin rotisserie mobile smoker. So that's everything in the top tray. Right below, if you're working the pit, Hot Hands. I think Hot Hands is an official brand. These aren't technically hot hands, but hot gloves, hot hand gloves. These are gauntlet style, and although I've never tested them, they say you can put these on, dip your hand in boiling water, and you'll be fine. Is that true? Let's hope so. Maybe I'll do a video and test it out, but I like these style. They make standard length ones too, I like the gauntlets because depends on how far you're reaching into your pit. I have a decent reach to the back, so that's why I like the longer style gloves. We have more standard utility gloves, so if I'm working with the wood, like putting the wood in the pit or filling it with more charcoal, just general utility, keep your hands clean type of gloves, I always keep a set in here. Cutting glove, I always keep this in here, although I don't use it as much as I used to. And to keep it clean, my tip for that is when you have it, glove up over it, and it keeps blood or anything from staining it. So, cutting glove. The less used to knife work you are, the more I recommend this. But even if I know some guys that are meat cutters and they move really, really fast, and they just wear one anyway because they're moving so fast. Sometimes they miss, and this protects their hand. So if you're not used to knife work, I'd use it. This is a holster. We'll come back to this in a second why I keep this, but I need the other stuff out. Here are the other older style headlamps. Now these are battery powered, so I try to switch almost everything in my kit to rechargeable, just because it's easy, less to buy. You can say, you know, it's green. It's a green option, but if you're gonna have stuff that's battery powered, LED is such a low draw that rechargeables work great. So here's extra set. I think this is the oldest one, but here are the three. So if I have people working with me, I'll give them a headlamp to see in the dark. This is just a good general item to keep handy. Baby wipes. If you're doing general cleaning, now these aren't for sanitation or sterilization by any means, but if you have, when you're working with your pit kit and putting stuff in and out of it, it's inevitably going to get dirty. Or say you want to clean your handle, right, on your knife. Stuff can get decently dirty. Now the knife, you want to sanitize that, but if you're just talking a general cleaning until you can get home and get everything sanitized, so to clean everything, to put it back in before you take it home and sanitize it, these will work great. I found these to be a good general purpose cleaning cloth, right? Generally cheap, disposable. This is my knife roll. And I always keep some extra guards. Oh, don't mind the phone. Who's calling? I don't know.
Call from Altoona, PA.
Someone's calling from Altoona, Pennsylvania.
Call from Altoona, PA. Call from Altoona, PA.
So, knife roll. This will also vary depending on what you do. The most used knife for me is a boning knife. So I actually have a few different styles here. So This is probably one of your more standard boning knives. White handle, non-porous material. All of these knives these days are non-porous to prevent bacteria growth, but there is some variation. For instance, this one is a flex blade. It's not fully flexible. I think this is semi-flex. And you know, this isn't a video about knives, but each different style has some different advantages and different applications, whereas this is like a rigid blade. But this one is my current favorite. I use it the most. It was a gift. But boning knife, this is a scimitar. I think it's a scimitar. I haven't looked at it in a while. So if you're going to cut your own steaks or break larger pieces down, this is a good knife to have. I used to have different knife setup in here. I have a chef that I keep in here, but I think it's out. I also like these guards. You can get these. I got these on Amazon, and they just keep everything wrapped and safe. If you're gonna look at these, I think these two I got off of Amazon. They're the same brand, but this one's kind of nice because it has a rubberized handle that stays tacky when wet. I won't say this one gets slippery, but it is definitely more slick than this particular knife. So maybe we'll talk about that in a different video. And let's get these put back in here. This is a steel that I bought for the kit. I don't ever use it anymore. Like, it's okay, but for whatever reason, I find that this one works a whole lot better, and it's a lot older. I don't know if it has to do with the material, but I really like this old steel, and it's like 100 years old. So good job to those guys for making a quality product. And let me check the sharpness. It's cool. Definitely sharpen your knives, guys and gals. It's way easier to cut with a sharp knife. I probably don't have to tell you, but it's dangerous to cut with a dull knife. So that is the knife roll. These are relatively inexpensive, and I've also thought about upgrading this one as well. I'll quickly show you one different option. I did an event not too long ago, and one of the organizers was a chef. She's actually a corporate chef. She is someone that would help different companies with menu design, but because you know, we did well. I heard that she's not one to give compliments if she didn't mean it. She'd tell you that your food sucked. So she said the food was great, and she gave me this set. And this one's more of the service side. I don't usually keep this one in my pit. I just happen to have it with me here. So this is more for preparation. So when you are getting ready to throw stuff onto the pit, and this set is more for the service side. So you have the scalloped slicer. Yeah, that's about, I think that might be a 12 inch blade. I don't know. Let's see. Am I on or am I off? I'm off. It's like 10 inch blade. So 10 inch slicer. I like them scalloped. Some people like them straight. Carving knife. It's nice construction. Full tang. Non-porous handle, and then a serving fork. So that is, the knife roll is kind of cool. I guess you could do it. You could just throw your knives in here with the guards, with these guards, but I like them in the knife roll. Personal preference. All right, grill cleaning tool or pit cleaning tool. Wire brush. If you're gonna go help people, you never know what you're gonna run into. So I would definitely think about cleaning, like something to clean the surfaces. It doesn't have to be this style. In fact, they're moving away from this because I guess these wire, if you don't keep this thing in good repair, these can get brittle and snap off, and if you're not careful about cleaning the grate, you can get these in the food itself. So I'll probably upgrade this one, but that's pretty much it. You saw the butane torch, the extra fuel, but let's pack everything back up. So we got wire brush, extra fuel, butane torch, knife roll, wipes for general cleaning, laser thermometer. Before we put this guy back in, I told you we'd come back to this, and stick with me, we're almost done. So this is a belt. So when you're actually actively smoking meat or grilling, you'll put it around your waist, clip it. If this has plenty of adjustment, but if you need to use your regular belt, you can actually slide this out and use your own. But here's why I like this item. So when I'm working the pit, my steel fits right here. The thermometer, quick read thermometer, sits right there. The lighter fits in there, and the knife fits in here. This can fit a little bit better, but I'm not gonna really finagle it for the video. But just slide, everything's right there, right? So sometimes I'll keep a utility knife here, and you don't have to keep the guard. I would be careful though, because with the, these will fit in here, right? And they're not really long enough to go through, but I would still be cautious, because you can see as I pull it out, these knives are so sharp that they ended up cutting through the material. I mean, guard, no guard, I really like having things at your fingertips. So that's why this is in the kit. Really cool. This is like a cool gift unto itself. So you can use other things too. Like you can keep tongs here, or your keys, or a bottle opener. Anyway, I like the holster. Maybe you will. Links in the description if you want one. So the extra headlamps, cutting glove, general purpose gloves, gloves to help yourself from getting burnt. Sharpening stone, steel, tools in case you have to tighten anything down, instant read thermometer, knife sharpener. You can also get a sharpening stone. I have one. I just don't keep it in the kit. It's around here somewhere. Extra rechargeable batteries. Wireless grill thermometer. My headlamp. Rechargeable headlamp. I keep the knife that I use the most. Easy access, right on top. Lighter. Eye protection. And that is it. So that is the pick kit. I've been doing this about a decade now. So I have accumulated a lot of things and have been asked to work a lot of barbecues, and it's easy to carry. You can piece it together. It always hasn't been in this case. It was much simpler in its original form. I think I had it in a plastic tote, so you don't have to go with the case, but it is nice when you find something that it fits everything, and then you don't have to keep a lock on it, but if you do, that's cool too. Well, that's it. Sorry for the length. I don't know how long the video was. Quick overview, links in the description. If you have any questions, drop it to me in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you. I'm going to do more videos like this. Again, sorry about the audio quality. Thanks for sticking with me. I know this one's a little bit longer. I'll see you guys on the next one. Share this if you have someone that might enjoy it. And if you have barbecue lovers in your life and they don't have one of these, this is a really cool gift. This is really handy. It'll keep them from having to run around and get things together if you're asking them to come over to give you a hand. So, cool gift, cool thing for yourself if you're the barbecuer. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.